Hello, Warren County. First, I want to thank Senator Portman for coming out here with that introduction. Look, 7 months ago, I was still running for governor, but I was asked to jump in this Senate race. I got a call from the White House. They asked me to step up to defeat Sherrod Brown. And I have to tell you, that definitely changed the direction of my life. But I realize at the moment, there are some times in life when you really have to think about things, and it's not about what you want to do, it's about what you have to do. And that's exactly why I decided to run for the United States Senate. I answered the call. Look, I knew I was taking on one of the top pillars of the Democratic Party, and anyone knows me knows I don't run for a position. I run to make a difference. And I knew it would be a tough fight. Look, I get into this race. The guy's already got $20 million in a bank from his lobbyist friends. Number one receiver of lobbyist dollars, Sherrod Brown. And some Republicans even told me it's going to be tough. He's entrenched. But they didn't realize I had a secret weapon. All of you. Yep. The basket of deplorables, as Hillary Clinton called us. And now the local press is calling those that support me gutter dwellers. Wow! So together, the deplorables and the gutter dwellers are going to show up on November 6th, and we're going to change the country. Look, I'm used to tough fights. When I was 9 years old, my dad took me to the Little League field. He went up to the coach, and the coach said, the only way your son's going to be on this team, he's got to beat out two 12-year-olds. 10 days later, I got a call. I was on the team. That was the start. And you know, in 2010, when my dealership was taken away from me by the federal government, I stood up again. And I ran against an incumbent Democrat, and everybody said, you can't win. And in November of 2010, I won. 2 years later, I get thrown into another fight with somebody that you know. She's running as a lieutenant governor on the Democrat side, Betty Sutton. And guess what? I won again. And guess why? Because of you. That's it. Look, right now in our country, we can't let our president down. He needs our help. We have an economy that's growing. Unemployment rate is falling. Wage rates are going up. And this is because deplorables vote. We can't lose our momentum. We can't. We can't go back to the lost decade of Pelosi and Schumer. And let me tell you, we can't send Sherrod Brown back to Washington for another 6 years. Because he doesn't represent this state and he doesn't represent our values. Sherrod Brown votes with Chuck Schumer 96% of the time and Elizabeth Warren 94% of the time. He opposed President Trump on every agenda in making America great again. Look, if anybody understands how important it is, or we need every single vote in the United States Senate, Look how close Democrats almost came to railroading Judge Kavanaugh. Every seat, every single seat in that Senate is critical. We have no room for error, and it's time we send Sherrod Brown packing. So look, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you want your tax cuts reversed? That's what will happen if Democrats win. Do you want the House and Senate wasting time on impeachment hearings and what the Democrats are threatening to do? Well, there's only one answer. Vote. Vote on November 6th. We need all of you to vote. You need to tell your friends and your relatives, your neighbors, we need you to get out and vote. You influence 9 other voters, and while you're telling them, let me mention a few other statewides you need to tell to vote for. For Attorney General, Dave Yost. For Auditor, Keith Faber. For Secretary of State, Frank LaRose. For Treasurer, Robert Sprague. And for Supreme Court, don't forget our friends, Craig Baldwin and Mary DiGeronimo. And by the way, while we're talking, don't forget my local colleagues in the House of Representatives, Shabbat, Turner, Davidson, and Wenstrom. And while I have your attention, when we talk about this crazy issue 1, please remember that almost 94% of the money supporting issue 1 is coming from out-of-state donors. They don't know what's going on in Ohio. We know what needs to be done in Ohio. We need to defeat issue 1. So look, I'm going to ask you, it's so important. It's so important. I don't want to see a red wave in November. I want to see a red tsunami. Look, it has been an honor to be here in front of you tonight. It's going to be an honor to be here with the President of the United States. Promises made, promises kept. Let's not forget that when he comes here. And let's make sure we show him a good, solid Ohio welcome when he gets here. Look, I truly want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for your support. God bless you all. And God bless this great United States of America.